Fire Pig here. I'm Bill Haidu with over 30 years doing Chinese astrology. I'm here today to share some health insights with the Fire Pig community. Let's face it, we're in the time of the COVID pandemic, and health is the big issue for everybody these days. That's just how it is. Now, you may or may not know, but there's a strong link between Chinese astrology and Chinese medicine. And one of the things that holds the two together is five-element theory being at the core of the practice. Each element is associated with one system in the body, with at least two organs and one emotion. This year is a yin metal year. Last year was a yang metal year. And the element metal in a yin year is associated specifically with the lungs. And hey, what was the first big issue that came out about COVID? Problems with the lungs. And that respirator is now a part of our vocabulary. Other organs that also apply to metal are the large intestines and the skin. Finally, each element is also associated with a sensory organ. Okay? In the case of metal, it's the nose, which makes sense since it's involved with the respiratory system. The emotion that's linked to metal is sadness. And think about it. How many times have we been sad in the last year and a half? Friends and relatives dying from COVID. Makes me sad just talking about it, all right? So we all need to pay attention that we don't let ourselves get in a funk because we're too sad, okay? The other thing about elements that's really important is that we have a balance of elements. Everybody has more or less of each of the five elements, okay? And in Chinese thought, balance is really important for maintaining good health. Now think about this. It's already a metal year with extra metal months. What if a person has strong metal in their chart and combine that with weak wood in their chart? Metal is destructive for the element wood. So wood is associated with the nervous system and anger. So people who are lacking wood could have a problem with nervousness and anger this year. Now, I'm not a Chinese doctor, okay? I'm just letting you know what the astrology says. But if any of these things says something to you, then you might want to get a checkup from a Chinese doctor and see just what your balance is and how you're doing. Okay? Now, what I'd like to do is tell you how I use this information, okay? So, I mentioned digestive system. That was actually last year's stronger correlation. But for that, every morning I take a digestive enzyme before I even have my first bite of food, okay? And for the lungs, I rely probably mostly on yoga. I do abdominal lifts and I do complete breathing. But I also do brisk walking. That aerobic exercise is a good way to strengthen the lungs. So there's all kinds of things. But anyway, that's what I do. Now I have a question for you. What are the things that you're doing to try to improve your health during this COVID pandemic? Please share your tips with everyone. First 5 people to write a comment will get a free element analysis from Fire Pig. And if you enjoyed learning about health from a Chinese astrology perspective, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What? You were born in a water year and I didn't talk about your element? Again, tell me in the comments. I'm happy to talk about it or other health questions in the future. So don't miss the video where I talk about your element. Smash the subscribe button now.